Welcome to a new awakening of purpose and power through the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill. He didn't just speak of success, he decoded its very foundation. The golden rule, Hill declared, is the foundation upon which enduring success is built. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and watch as the doors of opportunities swing wide open. Yet in today's world, too many are trapped, paralyzed by hesitation, enslaved by procrastination. We say we're waiting for the right time, but deep down, we know we're stalling. We avoid the hard conversations. We skip the small acts of integrity. And with every moment of avoidance, we erode our momentum, our relationships, and our mission. What's the result? Resentment festers, trust fades, and we find ourselves isolated, drained, and disconnected from the life we were meant to build. But here's the truth. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Progress doesn't come from self-serving strategies or shortcuts. It comes from one timeless decision: to live with honor, to act with respect, to lead with the golden rule as your compass. Because when you treat others with the same dignity and purpose you seek for yourself, you don't just inspire others, you ignite a movement. One built on trust, one fueled by integrity, one that opens doors no force on earth can shut. This is more than advice. This is a call to action. Live it, lead it, be it, and watch the world rise to meet you. Why do we often hesitate to take action in the first place? One major reason is the false belief that we must feel motivated before we start, especially when ethical dilemmas are involved. Waiting for that perfect moment often stems from a self-focused mindset, ignoring the golden rule's call to prioritize mutual benefit and harmony. For instance, delaying a helpful act because it feels inconvenient can perpetuate feelings of isolation and demotivation, as Hill pointed out. Then there's the failure to decide, where we have great ideas but hold back because we haven't considered the impact on others. Hill taught that indecision often arises from fear of ethical repercussions, like not standing up for a team member, which leads to missed opportunities for collaborative success and personal growth. Fear and uncertainty compound this hesitation, as worries about failure or backlash make us second-guess every move. These fears intensify when our actions are self-serving, but Hill argued that acting with integrity, guided by the golden rule, reduces uncertainty and builds resilience. So, how do we break free from this cycle? The solution lies in taking immediate action, powered by the golden rule, even if it's imperfect at first. As Hill emphasized, helping others without expecting anything in return fosters reciprocal goodwill that energizes your own goals and shatters procrastination. When you act ethically right away, you create momentum that turns hesitation into genuine, lasting motivation. Strengthening your decisiveness starts with making firm choices that align with the golden rule, like asking yourself, how would I want to be treated in this situation? This simple question builds confidence and helps you move forward with purpose and integrity. Practice taking that first step, no matter how small, inspired by the golden rule. For example, reaching out to a friend in need without waiting for the perfect time. Hill believed these initial actions initiate a positive feedback loop, where motivation builds upon itself, leading to real success. Now, let's address overcoming hesitation and fear head-on. By applying the golden rule, you shift your focus from self-preservation to mutual respect, which helps dissolve those nagging doubts. Hill's examples show that confronting fears ethically, such as admitting a mistake to a colleague, reduces anxiety and strengthens relationships in profound ways. Remember, failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone, as Hill taught, but only when viewed through the lens of the golden rule. Frame your failures as opportunities to treat yourself and others with kindness, learning from missteps to foster better decisions and enduring motivation. Building ethical resilience is key. Try daily affirmations of the golden rule, like visualizing how your ethical actions draw support from others and turn fear into strength. Self-discipline is the backbone of all achievement, and according to Hill, it's not about fleeting motivation, but about consistently applying the golden rule in your choices. True discipline means choosing ethical habits that prioritize long-term harmony over short-term gains, such as resisting temptations that could harm your relationships. When you embody the golden rule daily, you create a foundation for success that feels authentic and rewarding. Start practicing positive habits that support your goals while honoring others, like beginning your day with an act of kindness, such as helping a family member without being asked. Create a daily routine checklist that includes at least one golden rule action, reinforcing your discipline and keeping your motivation alive. As Hill viewed it, these habits form a cycle where ethical discipline brings internal satisfaction and external rewards, bridging the gap to lasting success. To keep moving forward, you need a clear vision and goals that are aligned with the golden rule. Hill advocated that goals fuel motivation, but they must consider their impact on others, turning personal ambition into a collaborative force for good. Without this ethical alignment, goals can feel empty or self-centered, leading to more hesitation. Define specific, golden rule-inspired goals and break them into actionable steps. For example, set a goal to mentor a colleague with weekly check-ins to build mutual success. Make your goals SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, while ensuring they promote fairness and cooperation. Incorporate ethical reflection into your planning. Regularly ask yourself, does this goal benefit others as much as it does me? To maintain motivation and avoid pitfalls. This approach keeps your vision clear and your actions purposeful, just as Hill intended. Let me share a real-life example to inspire you, drawn from Napoleon Hill's own stories. Take Andrew Carnegie, whose rise to success, as documented in Think and Grow Rich, was built on ethical partnerships and treating employees fairly. Despite his fears of failure, Carnegie applied the golden rule by sharing knowledge and opportunities, which helped him overcome hesitation and build an incredible empire. His immediate, ethical actions, like investing in employee development, created momentum that dissolved doubts and led to exponential growth. The key lessons here are that acting with integrity attracts support and turns challenges into triumphs. See yourself in Carnegie's story and let it motivate you. In a modern context, think of entrepreneurs today who succeed by prioritizing ethical business practices, fostering trust and collaboration in their teams. As we wrap this up, remember that, as Napoleon Hill taught, motivation follows action. But true, sustainable action stems from applying the golden rule. Ethical behavior isn't just a moral choice. It's a powerful motivator that transforms hesitation into progress and fear into opportunity. You've heard the principles. Now it's time to put them into practice. Start today with a small, golden rule-inspired step, like performing a kind act for someone or making an ethical decision right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take that first step and feel the motivation ignite within you. As Hill would encourage, apply the golden rule consistently, and you'll unlock doors you never knew existed. Your success is waiting, built on the foundation of integrity and mutual respect. Embrace this principle, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Remember, the golden rule isn't just a rule. It's your key to a motivated, fulfilling life. In the words of Napoleon Hill, the golden rule is the foundation upon which enduring success is built. So many people struggle with procrastination, feeling stuck in a cycle of hesitation that drains their energy and ambition. When you ignore the golden rule, treating others as you'd want to be treated, you create barriers in your relationships and career. Picture this. You avoid a difficult conversation with a colleague because it's easier, but that choice breeds resentment and stalls your progress. Hill taught that true motivation comes from ethical action, not from waiting for the perfect moment. Internal conflict arises when self-interest overrides fairness, leading to mistrust and missed opportunities in both personal and professional life. The need for change is urgent. Without applying the golden rule, you're left in a state of limbo, where hesitation becomes a habit. Remember, Hill believed that ethical behavior creates a ripple effect, drawing people toward you and opening doors you never imagined. It's not about feeling ready. It's about acting with integrity right now, even when it's uncomfortable. By prioritizing mutual benefit, you transform hesitation into powerful momentum that propels you forward. Now, let's explore why you often don't take action, starting with the myth of waiting for motivation. Many believe they must feel motivated before moving. But this self-focused mindset ignores the golden rule's emphasis on helping others. Hill critiqued this idea, explaining that waiting stems from a fear of inconvenience, like delaying a kind act that could build lasting connections. When you put your needs first without considering others, isolation sets in, making motivation even harder to find. Indecision holds you back, especially when you have great ideas but fail to think about their impact on those around you. Hill pointed out that hesitation often comes from fearing ethical repercussions, such as not supporting a team member when it might cost you. This fear turns potential collaboration into missed chances for success, as the golden rule calls for decisions that benefit everyone. Fear and uncertainty amplify when actions are self-serving. You worry about backlash or failure because you're not acting with integrity. As Hill taught, embracing the golden rule reduces these fears, turning uncertainty into a pathway for growth and resilience. For instance, if you're afraid to admit a mistake, remember how you'd want others to handle it, honestly and fairly. The solution lies in taking immediate action guided by the golden rule, which Hill saw as the key to breaking free from stagnation. When you act ethically, even if imperfectly, you generate genuine motivation that builds over time. Hill's philosophy reminds us that helping others without expecting anything in return creates reciprocal goodwill that energizes your goals. Start by making firm decisions that align with how you'd want to be treated, strengthening your resolve in the process. Ask yourself, how would I want to be treated in this situation? This simple question, as Hill suggested, builds confidence and decisiveness. Practice taking the first step, like reaching out to someone in need, to initiate a positive feedback loop of motivation. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Hill believed that small, ethical actions today lead to monumental success tomorrow. Overcoming hesitation and fear begins by facing them head-on with the golden rule as your guide. When you shift your focus from self-preservation to mutual respect, fear loses its grip, just as Hill described in his teachings. For example, confronting a fear like public speaking becomes easier when you approach it ethically, aiming to inspire others as you'd want to be inspired. Hill showed that admitting mistakes to colleagues reduces anxiety and strengthens relationships, turning potential failures into alliances. Learning from failure is essential, and through the golden rule's lens, it becomes a tool for ethical growth. View setbacks as opportunities to treat yourself and others with kindness, as Hill advocated, fostering better decisions moving forward. Build ethical resilience by incorporating daily affirmations, like visualizing how fair actions lead to support from those around you. These techniques, inspired by Hill, help reframe fears and turn hesitation into proactive steps toward success. Self-discipline is the key to lasting achievement, and Hill emphasized that it's rooted in consistently applying the golden rule. True discipline isn't about temporary motivation. It's about choosing ethical habits that prioritize long-term harmony over short-term gains. For instance, resist temptations that harm relationships, like cutting corners at work, by asking how you'd feel if others did the same. Practice positive habits daily, such as starting your day with an act of kindness, to reinforce your commitment to Hill's principles. Create a routine checklist that includes at least one golden rule action, like honest communication, to build unbreakable discipline. These habits create a cycle of internal satisfaction and external rewards, as Hill believed, linking ethics directly to motivation. Clear vision and goals are what fuel your motivation, and Hill taught that they must be aligned with the golden rule for true progress. Your goals should consider their impact on others, turning personal ambition into a collaborative force that benefits everyone. Define specific, ethical goals by breaking them into actionable steps, like mentoring a colleague to apply fairness in your interactions. Make your goals smart while ensuring they promote cooperation, such as setting a time-bound plan that includes helping others along the way. Incorporate ethical reflection into your goal setting. Regularly ask, does this goal benefit others as much as me? To stay motivated. A real-life example from Hill's writings is Andrew Carnegie, who applied the golden rule by treating employees fairly and sharing knowledge. Despite his fears, Carnegie's ethical actions created momentum, overcoming hesitation and building an empire through partnerships. Lessons from this story show that immediate, ethical steps can dissolve fears and lead to exponential growth, inspiring you to do the same. Napoleon Hill once said, "The golden rule is the foundation upon which enduring success is built. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and watch as doors of opportunity swing open." In our daily lives, procrastination often creeps in when we ignore this simple yet profound principle, leading to hesitation and a lack of genuine motivation. Picture this. You avoid a tough conversation with a colleague because it feels uncomfortable, but this self-centered approach breeds resentment and stalls your progress. Such inaction stems from internal conflict, where ethical lapses create mistrust from others and leave you feeling stuck in a cycle of doubt. True progress, as Hill taught, comes not from waiting for the perfect moment, but from immediate action guided by treating others with the respect you'd expect. When we apply the golden rule, we generate a ripple effect of trust and cooperation that fuels our motivation and opens new paths to success. So, if you're tired of feeling unmotivated, recognize that the need for change starts with embracing ethical behavior in every decision. Waiting for motivation is a common trap, especially when it involves ethical dilemmas that challenge our self-focused habits. Hill warned that this mindset ignores the golden rule's call to prioritize mutual benefit, like delaying a helpful act because it's inconvenient, which only deepens isolation. Instead of acting, we convince ourselves we must feel ready, but this delays progress and perpetuates a cycle of demotivation. Remember, true readiness comes from aligning your actions with how you'd want to be treated, turning hesitation into purposeful steps. Failure to decide often holds us back, particularly when we have ideas but fail to consider their impact on others. Hill's teachings show that indecision arises from fear of ethical repercussions, such as not supporting a team member which leads to missed opportunities for shared success. By applying the golden rule, you can break this pattern, making choices that benefit everyone involved and building confidence in your decisions. Fear and uncertainty amplify hesitation, especially when actions feel self-serving and disconnected from ethical principles. Hill argued that these fears intensify without the golden rule, turning potential growth into paralyzing doubt. For instance, worrying about backlash from an honest conversation can be eased by remembering how you'd want others to handle it with you. The solution lies in taking immediate action, even if imperfect, rooted in the golden rule to create real momentum. As Hill emphasized, helping others without expectation fosters reciprocal goodwill, energizing your goals and breaking procrastination cycles. Start by shifting your focus from self-preservation to mutual respect, and you'll find that motivation follows your ethical choices. Strengthening decisiveness means making firm decisions that align with the golden rule, evaluating them through the lens of fairness. Ask yourself, how would I want to be treated in this situation? This simple question builds confidence and turns indecision into action. Practice the first step by taking a small, golden rule-inspired action right away, like reaching out to someone in need without waiting for perfect conditions. Hill believed that such steps initiate a positive feedback loop, where one ethical act leads to more motivation and success. Facing fear head-on becomes easier when your actions are guided by the golden rule, shifting your focus from personal risks to mutual respect. For example, admitting a mistake to a colleague might feel daunting, but it reduces anxiety and strengthens relationships, as Hill illustrated. By confronting fears ethically, you dissolve hesitation and build resilience, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Learning from failure is essential, and Hill taught that it's most valuable when viewed through the golden rule's ethical framework. Treat failures as chances to show kindness to yourself and others, learning from missteps to make better, more motivated decisions. Remember, every setback is a stepping stone when you apply the golden rule, fostering long-term progress over short-term disappointments. Building ethical resilience involves techniques like daily affirmations of the golden rule, reframing fears into positive visualizations. Visualize how ethical actions lead to support from others, helping you overcome hesitation and maintain steady motivation. Discipline is the key to success, and as Hill explained, it's about consistently applying the golden rule in your everyday choices. True discipline means prioritizing long-term harmony over short-term gains, like resisting temptations that could harm your relationships. When you build ethical habits, you create a foundation for sustained motivation that aligns with Hill's principles. Practice positive habits by starting your day with acts of kindness, such as helping a family member or committing to honest communication at work. Create a daily routine checklist that includes at least one golden rule action, reinforcing discipline and turning it into a natural habit. These habits link directly to motivation, generating internal satisfaction and external rewards that keep you moving forward. Goals fuel motivation when they're clear and aligned with the golden rule, as Hill advocated, considering their impact on others. Set goals that turn ambition into a collaborative force, ensuring they benefit both you and those around you for greater fulfillment. The next step is defining specific, ethical goals and breaking them into actionable steps, like mentoring a colleague with weekly check-ins. Make your goals SMART while promoting fairness, so they inspire not just personal success, but mutual growth. Incorporate ethical reflection by regularly reviewing your goals through the golden rule lens, asking if they truly serve others as much as yourself. This practice keeps your motivation alive and prevents self-centered pitfalls that could derail your progress. Consider the story of Andrew Carnegie, who, as Hill documented, rose to success by applying the golden rule through ethical partnerships. Carnegie overcame hesitation by investing in employee development, treating them fairly despite fears of failure, which built an empire of trust and opportunity. The lessons here are clear. Immediate, ethical actions create momentum, dissolve fears, and lead to exponential growth, as they did for Carnegie. In a modern context, think of entrepreneurs who succeed by prioritizing ethical practices, adapting Hill's wisdom to inspire your own journey today. To wrap up, as Napoleon Hill taught, motivation follows action, but sustainable action stems from living the golden rule in every aspect of life. Ethical behavior isn't just a moral choice. It's a powerful motivator that transforms hesitation into progress and fear into opportunity. So, I urge you to start today. Take a small, golden rule-inspired step, like performing a kind act or making an ethical decision right now. Remember, when you apply the golden rule, your motivation ignites, leading you to the success you deserve and creating a legacy of positive impact. Remember, as Napoleon Hill wisely stated, the golden rule isn't just a moral guideline. It's a powerful force that propels you toward success by building trust and harmony in every interaction. When you treat others as you wish to be treated, you're not waiting for external validation. You're creating a cycle of positive energy that motivates you from within. Picture this. You've been putting off that important conversation with a colleague because it feels uncomfortable. But by applying the golden rule, you realize how you'd want them to approach you honestly. That simple shift turns hesitation into action, breaking the chains of procrastination that have held you back for so long. Hill believed that ignoring ethical principles leads to internal turmoil, like a storm brewing inside you, preventing clear decisions and forward momentum. Instead, embrace the golden rule as your compass, guiding you through the fog of doubt and into purposeful steps. You might think motivation has to strike like lightning, but Hill taught that it's the ethical choices you make daily that ignite that spark. For instance, if you're waiting to help a friend because it doesn't suit your schedule, remember how you'd feel if they did the same to you. It changes everything. This self-focused mindset only deepens isolation, but applying the golden rule fosters connections that fuel your drive. Indecision often stems from fear of how your actions might affect others negatively. Yet Hill reminds us that ethical decisions reduce that fear by promoting mutual respect. Consider a time when you had a great idea but held back, worried about backlash. Now, imagine acting with the golden rule in mind, ensuring it benefits everyone involved. That approach, as Hill advocated, transforms indecision into decisive action, opening doors you never knew existed. Fear and uncertainty can paralyze you, especially when they're rooted in self-preservation, but the golden rule shifts your perspective to one of shared growth. Hill's teachings show that when you act with integrity, even in uncertain times, you're building resilience that turns fear into fuel. For example, admitting a mistake to a partner might seem daunting, but treating them as you'd want to be treated eases the burden and strengthens your bond. Now, let's move to the solution. Take immediate action infused with the golden rule, and watch how it creates unstoppable momentum. Hill emphasized that helping others without strings attached generates goodwill that circles back to you, motivating you to keep going. Start by evaluating your decisions through this lens. Would you want someone to treat you the way you're about to treat them? This practice strengthens your decisiveness, making choices that align with ethical principles and your long-term success. Remember, the first step is always the hardest, but as Hill said, a golden rule-inspired action, like reaching out to support a teammate, sets off a positive chain reaction. Facing fear head-on means confronting it with empathy and fairness, dissolving the barriers that hesitation builds. When you apply the golden rule, you're not just overcoming fear, you're transforming it into a teacher that guides your next move. Hill's philosophy teaches that failures become valuable lessons when viewed through an ethical framework, turning setbacks into stepping stones. For instance, if a project fails due to a misstep, treat yourself and others with the kindness you'd expect, learning from it to build stronger foundations. Building ethical resilience involves daily practices, like affirming the golden rule each morning to reframe your fears and focus on mutual benefits. Self-discipline, according to Hill, is the key to lasting success, and it's rooted in consistently applying the golden rule to your habits and choices. It's not about rigid control. It's about choosing ethical paths that prioritize harmony over instant gratification. Start building positive habits by incorporating small acts of kindness, such as listening actively to a loved one, which reinforces your discipline. Create a daily routine that includes at least one golden rule action, like offering honest feedback at work, to keep your motivation alive. These habits form a cycle where ethical discipline brings internal satisfaction, aligning perfectly with Hill's vision of true success. Clear vision and goals are essential, but Hill insisted they must be aligned with the golden rule to truly inspire action. When your goals consider the well-being of others, they become a collaborative force that propels you forward. Define your goals with ethics in mind. For example, aim to mentor someone at work, ensuring it benefits both parties as you would want. Make them smart while asking, does this goal treat others fairly? To maintain that motivational edge. Regular reflection on your goals through the golden rule lens keeps you from falling into self-centered traps and sustains your drive. Now, let's draw from real-life examples, like Andrew Carnegie, who embodied Hill's principles by treating his employees with respect and fairness. Carnegie's success wasn't just about wealth. It was about sharing knowledge and opportunities, applying the golden rule to build an empire. He overcame hesitation by taking immediate, ethical actions, such as investing in education for his workers, which dissolved fears and created growth. The lessons here are clear. Ethical partnerships lead to exponential success, motivating you to act despite uncertainty. In today's world, think of modern entrepreneurs who prioritize fair practices, like a business owner who supports local communities, mirroring the golden rule. Their stories show that applying these principles not only overcomes procrastination, but also attracts opportunities and loyalty. As we wrap up, remember Hill's core message. Motivation follows ethical action, and the golden rule is the spark that ignites it all. True progress comes from treating others with the respect and kindness you seek, turning hesitation into powerful strides. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today with a small, golden rule-inspired step, like extending a hand to someone in need. By doing so, you'll watch your fears fade, your discipline solidify, and your success unfold in ways you never imagined.